You know what, Kobe?
Oh, what's that, Barry?
I did not fumble that kick. A mosquito flew into my nose. Absolutely no one's going to get this.
Or maybe they will.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
Oh, this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
The theme music.
Welcome to the new year.
Right, new year, new fun month.
And this month, Kobe is the one who picked it.
Right, so we're vampire comedies.
Yeah. I think you said Love Bites.
Love Bites.
Yeah, because this is coming out in February.
That's
guys.
right. And our I won't tell you what our first movie it is, but it is brand new. It is a Netflix original, just aired.
I know some people will be like, "Oh, Netflix, it's probably trash." Netflix is like, funnily, even though it was like the originator of creating streaming content.
Yep.
It's slowly kind of becoming like a little bit of a meme at this point. Just because, like, to be honest, like, man, the ones that are coming out on like Apple are really good.
Right.
Some of the shows that they have on there, like I think the one I watched was with I think it was called Convenience or Compliance with Adam Scott.
Okay.
And I think last year, or maybe 2022, that was like top shows of the year. And it was really good. If you have a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it's like one of the few streaming services I don't have. I had a roommate for for a hot minute, and he had it. So I did kind of binge through the first 2 seasons maybe 3 seasons of Mythic Quest. Yeah. And that show is genius.
Oh, sorry, I gotta correct myself. Severance was what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I mean, Netflix still has Stranger Things, but that's only one more season.
But it's got Rebel Moon just recently came out.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I really liked Zack Snyder early on. Mm-hmm. And then, like, when he started doing the superhero stuff, I wanted to really love it. Yeah. And I only liked it. Yeah. And it's always like, and then everything from that is always like, I think I overhype it in my mind. Like, oh, okay, this is going to be the one that's going to be his next big...
His next 300.
Right. Because he did the zombie one. The zombie one in...
Dawn of the Dead in the mall.
Oh, no, that was really good. But he did the zombie one in Vegas, right, with Batista.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was okay, too.
That was another one of those ones where, like, from the previews and stuff, I was like, this is going to be so good. And then it was done, I was like, it was good, but it wasn't what I wanted him to give me.
I just think that, like, because of the success of the 300. Yeah. Right? I mean, Zack Snyder is an amazing visual director. Yeah. Story-wise, not so much. But we are getting far and away from
that's
what our
right.
movie is.
There's not even vampires in that.
I'm surprised he hasn't done a vampire movie. But let's go for our first segment for the whatever. The Dr. Seuss. A mosquito isn't the only thing biting in this family. When a disgraced footballer fends off haters adamantly, he must also fight the brother-in-law, Gregory. So I don't know why I did 3. When he comes to visit, all is amiss, but no one believes Fernandino, especially his...
Shut your mouth!
Will he be able to avoid this calamity when there's a vampire in the family? Dun, dun, dun. Today we're going to be talking about the 2023 movie release from Brazil Vampire in the Family.
Yeah, I did not know it was a foreign film until it started and the title sequence was subtitled, and I was
Portuguese.
like, "What?" I did watch it dubbed because I watched it with the wife, and she does not like subtitles.
I don't want to read.
Yeah, it's like, if I want to read, I'll pick up a book.
Yeah, T's a through and through American. She bleeds red, white, and blue.
She's even got some Native American in her.
Oh man, which might have helped her during the What If season 2, episode 6.
Well, I haven't got that far.
Oh.
Well, only a few episodes, with 3 episodes in.
Sorry, man, but it's a little bit of a disappointment. It's still good, but the first season was so good. That's why
I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, see, my brain does that. But sometimes, like, the first season was so good, and I have such high expectations for the second season, and like it's falling short.
Yeah.
Just like Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but this movie is funny because as much as you go through this movie, and I was like, was this like a Brazil Disney movie?
Okay, now I'm gonna throw this out here right here at the beginning, and you just gotta like let me know as we're going through this movie if like all of a sudden you could like oh my goodness, this gets remade in American or in English in America. The main guy, soccer player,
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
I made that joke at the beginning of the movie, and then I couldn't not see him as Vince Vaughn. Like the way he tells every quirk and quip and is like the whole thing. I was like, oh my god, this is
Vince Vaughn.
Somebody wrote this movie for Vince Vaughn, and then it got picked up in Portuguese instead.
As the kids would say, the actor for this one was very Vince Vaughn coded.
Yes, yeah, but he's big.
funny.
I've seen him before. I can't name particularly what I've seen, but I've seen he's familiar.
Yeah.
And then when I looked up, he's in a ton of comedy stuff.
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, you could tell from like the way he portrays in this movie, he has a knack.
Yeah.
He like a Brazilian Adam Sandler
Or Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, I love Vince Vaughn. Right? He's so good at comedy. It's so weird to remember. I think we did an episode with him being an assassin.
Yes.
And I was like, this is weird. It's because he's so big.
Didn't he have like really terrible hair?
Yeah, I was like that. I was like, who? I was like, was he trying to get out of a contract and he just had to do this movie or something? It was with like Haley Steinfeld, wasn't it?
Oh yes,
like, yeah. What is going on? Like at this point, Haley was pretty big, like, and the whole movie was in like a blue hue. So weird.
Right? Yeah.
No, but this movie starts off with a YouTube little web show of soccer players.
Right. Yep.
And, they're going through soccer highlights and they're taking questions from their live audience. And one of them was like, hey, did you throw that game with the Flamingos? And they're like, no, I told you. Like, there was a mosquito.
Right. So, yeah. So, the main guy, he's a retired footballer, soccer player here in America. And he's got his two buddies. They're basically kind of doing a podcast show on a YouTube thing
in a garage
on the great good old days of soccer, and they got like the young IT tech,
like a producer,
right?
Yeah, and they're taking live questions, which is always pretty dangerous. And obviously this is a sore spot for him because when they cut to the footage, it's like where.
Yeah. And like he misses a shot that should be pretty easy.
Oh yeah, that is a slam dunk.
And he is adamant that a mosquito flew up his nose.
And that goal, if you have to equate it to something American, it's like Shaq missing a dunk. You know, even in his twilight years of his basketball career,
right?
There's no way. You know, you just got a little hot. You know, it's not even a full jump. You just got a little bloop.
Yep.
But the what's it called, the show ends, and then the producer's like, "Hey, later, Fernandino." He's like, "No, it's Mister." You know, when we're out of the studio, it's Mister.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's kind of he's a little bit of a dick, you know. But he goes home in his, what is it, Camaro or Charger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so American muscle.
Right.
And
convertible.
Nice car. Goes back to his pretty decent sized house.
Yeah.
Which I was like, you guys couldn't shoot here? Like, you guys are shooting in the garage of like a student? I was like, come on, man. You have a pool house, I think.
Right.
Something.
Yeah. I guess you just, like, I don't know. There's the green screen there. I don't know. Maybe it's just like it's all the producer's stuff, and he's like, I don't want to have to move it.
Yeah,
or maybe he does multiple shows and just kind of like, this is my studio. You got to come to me.
Oh, maybe. But I just, you know, because I was like, if you have the money, you want to set up a nice little studio, you know, with like little neon lights and all your like trophies and stuff in the background to really like sell it.
Right. And we don't have a studio, or we don't have the money, but we have a little studio.
Yeah. But no, he goes home, beautiful home, a very young wife.
Right.
Youngish. Not like super young, not like creepy young. But like, you know, maybe like a model that was like, oh, I should settle down. And then, you know, you settle down with a footballer. They're like the NBA stars of the world.
Right. Oh, yeah, because, if you got like a football player, or you got a basketball player who's retired, and he's finding a new wife, he's not picking someone his own age. He's picking someone who's,
you know, hot.
15 years is younger.
15, 20, you know, just old enough where it's not creepy.
Right.
Because they do have like a kid together. Mm-hmm. I think one or two kids.
So he has got two kids. One's with the new wife, and one's with the ex-wife.
Yeah, and then and so, you know, there's, you know, he comes home, his family's kind of like, whatever, it's dad. You know, he's trying to connect with his kids, and they're like, oh, whatever. But his wife is like, oh, hey, just so that you know, Greg is back.
Well, because it's a birthday party.
Yeah.
And then his daughter's all like upset because he had, I guess, somehow insinuated that he was going to bring the hot new young
Oh, he was
soccer
going to bring
player.
Neymar, who is like a soccer goat, one of the soccer goats. And it was during the birthday party. And and you know, obviously he couldn't come. But he's like, oh, baby, why'd you have to worry? I'm your father.
Right, yeah.
And everyone's like, whatever. You're a gambler. You fix that game. You're a hack.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like super fuzzy on this movie. I'm gonna let you know that right now. But when does the news that the brother is coming?
So then he goes inside to like, because he's trying to convince the older daughter to come downstairs. That's where he kind of goes and introduces, and you see she's very goth, like got pictures of like demons
metal,
and stuff, and heavy metal in her room, and he's
angsty.
all like, he's like, oh hey, well when did this happen? I remember when you used to have Dora on your wall, and she's like, Dad, that was like 10 years ago.
So it's very evident that this father is kind of more into himself.
Right, yeah.
You know, I mean, he's not a negligent. Yeah. You know, father, he provides, but as far as like getting to know his kids, it's like, nah.
Right, yeah. and then he goes downstairs, and the new wife is like, hey, we're getting ready to do the cake. But somebody just rang the doorbell, so go answer the door while I get everybody ready to sing happy birthday.
Oh, and he says, who shows up at night?
Yeah, it's a birthday party for a kid. Why would you show up at night?
Yeah. And lo and behold, it is the very attractive younger brother, Greg. God, this guy looks like he walked off of Prince music video.
Open open shirt,
Yeah.
or low button shirt,
Yeah.
perfect hair, beautiful eyes.
Yeah. And you know, they do the birthday and everything, and you know, the sister's like, oh, he's gonna be in Brazil for a little bit, so I told him he could stay with us.
Right. And he's like, yeah, and that's when like he does like the Vince Vaughn like quippy things where he's all like, yeah, why won't we have him stay with us? The brother who just disappeared for 5 years and never called us, or
Yeah, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm actually happy.
well, yeah, so sarcastic. It's
Yeah, Vince Vaughn has his brand of like sarcasm, you know, which is nice. But he's like the wife is like, oh yeah, but he's vegan.
yeah, right. Yeah. In his travels, he became vegan, and they're like, "Don't we get to see any pictures of like all the countries?" And he's all like, "No, I hate myself in pictures, so I don't even carry a phone that has a camera." And he's like, "Oh, an old phone, and you don't have any pictures and no social medias. It's like you're some kind of drug dealer."
It's so blatant his disdain for the younger brother as well. But I mean, yeah, honestly, like it's just like you have a burner phone. That is a drug dealer phone. And you know, Brazil, you know,
it's a definite possibility.
yeah, especially like probably his like we don't know the context, but he does. And you know, you go travel the world for 5 years, but like what money, you know? What money is funding your travels? Because I'm not. You know, I'm banging your sister, not you. Like, and so you know, it is a very it's not far fetched to be like, what were you into?
Right, exactly, yeah.
You know, and like, you know, and I really thought at this moment he was gonna kind of cover it up with like, you know, I was just trying to be like centered and enjoy the moment. Which, you know, I've definitely have fibbed on things and just be like, oh yeah, I didn't take my camera. Me, who has a degree in photography, didn't take his camera because I was really trying to just soak in the moment.
Right. Be one with the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the bullshit I spew on first dates. Like, yes, I'm well traveled. I've been to Europe. Yeah, I did when I was like in the 4th grade. You know, but you know, she doesn't have to know that. So it's definitely like the feeling that he's getting.
Yeah.
And you can tell this is a super Brazilian movie because while everything's kind of happening, he's like cutting up steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Huge meat eater.
Right? Yeah, totally.
But kind of flash forwards a little bit. Not too much, like maybe like a couple weeks.
Right, yeah, because it's supposed to be like she's the sister, or the wife's like, yeah, he's just going to stay with us a couple days till he gets, you know, finds a place. Yeah. And then it's like 2 months later.
Yeah, no.
And they do like a little montage where like dad gets up every morning and the coffee pot's empty. And the brother's sitting drinking coffee, or he's trying to watch the soccer game, and the brother's like walking around in his like little tidy, little Jackie shorts.
I'm like, come on, bro. We got kids in the house.
The brother keeps, or the wife keeps letting the brother borrow the car without telling him.
Oh man, that would send me.
He walks outside to get in, and then the car's driving off, and he's like, "Damn it, honey, let me have your phone. Call me an Uber."
And it's funny too because as I was watching that, I had a little flashback. So when I was like a little bit, like when I was like in my college years, there's a really good art school in Chicago. I think I talked to you about this when your daughter was talking about going to Chicago.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And I remember I wanted to go to that school, but I have a cousin that lives there. And so I ran it by her. I was like, hey, there's this school in Chicago I kind of want to go to. Do you think I can maybe like take a room from you guys? And you know, she's like my sister because I grew up with her.
Right.
So she was like, you know, let me run it by Enrico. I don't want to say any names here. Let me run it by my husband. And super cool guy, but I understand, like, from like my interactions with him. He super cool. Will deal with me for like maybe 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
But
You're fine for a visit.
Yeah. Me asking to live there, a whole different situation. And then now that I'm like older, I was like, you know what? I get it.
Yep.
But like in my head, I was like, I'm probably only going to be there to sleep. Because I'm going to have to be busy having to do like all this art bullshit.
Right.
But I could still understand where his like side of it was, which is like totally fine. Like when she told me that, I was like, I get it. Like, hey, no hard feelings. Like I'm not taking hard at all.
Yeah.
You know, and he does listen to this podcast. So, hey man, thanks. I appreciate you and I love you, dude. I'm just saying, I get it. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, like I can totally, but it's also because like the brother kind of, he doesn't impose like his like sort of lifestyle, but his sister is so adamant about maybe kind of giving him that.
Yeah, right.
Which I mean, it could also have a lot of indications of what maybe their upbringing was. Maybe the sister was like his mom, and so he babies her little brother. Maybe that's the situation. You never know.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But
there's also parts where like he's like gonna go out and like he comes out in a new suit.
Yeah, every time.
And Dad's like, "Hey, this is my jacket," and he's like, "Doesn't it fits so well?" And the wife's like, "Yeah, it doesn't fit you anymore." So I let him have it.
Which I mean, you know what? I would still say props to her. Because like obviously, I mean, she's in her bikini a lot in this movie,
right?
Which I mean, thank you. For us. And she's apparently still staying true to her husband.
Definitely.
Which is good,
Yeah.
But he kind of like crosses some boundaries, obviously. It's like, that's my clothes. Let me be the one to give it if I am okay with it.
Right.
This is why you don't have anyone, living with you. Like that's my cup.
You were kind of joking about the stay for a long period of time. And at the beginning, I was like, "Hey, I had a buddy stay with me for a little bit, and he had Apple TV, and that's what I watched." It was totally one of those things where he was like, "Just 2 weeks," and I was like, on day 15, I was like, "Hey, not kicking you out, not rushing you, but I just want to see what's the plan, where's things heading."
You're like,
I didn't bring it up for 2 weeks, but now we're on day 15. I just need to know how long am I planning on keeping you?
So I can prepare myself mentally.
Right.
But I know I was like surprised when you told me someone was staying with you. I was like,
right.
Where? On your couch?
Just on my couch.
Yeah.
Lucky he had a really cute dog that got along great with my cat, or else it would have been rough.
Oh, that's a nice pun right there. Yeah, definitely, you had your mindset like, all right, it's just for 2 weeks. And, Colby is such a good guy. It's kind of hard for him to say no for people in a tough spot.
Right. Oh, no. I like the guy. I've known him for a long time. So, yeah, of course, if I could do something to help him out. But
so are you saying that if I was in a spot and I was like, Colby, can I stay with you for a month?
Yeah. About day 32, I'll be like, "Hey, Barry, what's going on there?"
What are you talking about? We could live like a sitcom, I cook, you eat. There's a lot of cheese I can incorporate in every dish. I think see, it's hard for people to find good roommates because one, it's hard to be roommates with your friends because then if some people kind of like, start to get too comfortable.
Right.
But I feel like if there's a straight understanding, like, hey, can I stay at your place? I'm really just going to be there to sleep and everything, don't mind me because you wake up pretty early for work.
Right.
Hey, I don't care if you make a whole bunch of noise. I should probably wake up early too. See, and like, I think a lot of people don't know how to match like lifestyles, you know.
Right.
And that's the hard part, you know.
It was fun because while he stayed there, that was part of the period where I didn't have a hot water heater, so he ended up joining a gym, and then every morning he would get up with me, and then he would go. I'd go to work, he'd go to the gym, so that way he could take a hot shower.
See, I'm so used to taking cold showers now. It doesn't.
Right. Hey,
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. One of my that what happened to my best friend, who had his water heater broke down.
right.
And so he said, like, yeah, it's like been like, and it happened fairly recent during the winter. So he's like, it's been like 2 weeks, man. It's just been just cold showers. And I'm like, yeah, but like at this point, you're kind of used to it, right? And he's like, yeah, like, and he runs in the morning. So he's like, it actually really wakes me up and it's really good.
Yep.
It's
I
just
got my
like-
hot water fixed. I had my hot water broken for an excessive period of time. But yeah, when I got it fixed, I was like, almost like, oh, it's hard for me to force it cold, but I kind of miss
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of better than coffee.
Right.
Yeah, it really wakes you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But no, and so in this movie, like things are starting to happen though. He's starting to pick up on things. He's like, why is he never awake when everyone else is awake?
Right. Yeah, he's out all night. He just all day. He eats everything in our fridge.
Oh, that would send
all
me.
the vegetables.
Yeah, all the vegetables, right? But that would send me. Like
Yep.
you can't replenish.
Yeah.
All right, I found this out. I was like, found this from like a TikTok where like the family was kind of banging on their kid. They're like, you took the soda out, but you didn't replenish. Damn it! Have you seen that one, right?
Yeah.
Where he calls his brother. He's like, hey, wait, what did I tell you? You know, what do you do? He's like, well, you're supposed to replenish. It's like a freaking Seinfeld episode or a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. It's so funny. And so he starts to kind of like pick up on these small little things that are kind of bothering him.
Right.
So he goes to do the show and he's kind of venting to his producer.
Right.
And he's like, oh, that sounds serious, Greg, Fernandino. Maybe he's a vampire.
Right. And I'm an expert on vampires, so. And then the night before, a bat had flown into the house.
Oh, yeah.
He has like a whole like trying to hit the bat or hit a bat with a oar.
Yeah.
It like breaks everything in the house.
Which he ends up doing. And then maybe like a couple hours later, his brother walks in.
Right.
With a bruise on his head.
Yeah.
And he's like, what
And
happened?
that's kind of where he finally puts it like together.
It's so funny because it's his character is like he's so comedic, but at the same time he feels like sort of like a very Homer Simpson type of character.
Yes.
So it's like even when he's right, people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, just like the mosquito flew into your nose, right? It's the man who cried mosquito. And so so after that they're like, oh, let's go follow him. And so they end up going to his house on the scooter of his producer.
Yeah.
And then his brother goes in his freaking convertible car.
Right. Yeah.
His
This
import.
like little scooter's not going to keep up with that.
At one point he starts walking and calls an Uber. It's so funny. And so he's at the nightclub. He's like tailing him. Looks super out of place. Mainly because he's like in dad clothes. I mean, he's like a former footballer. If he had dressed up, he wouldn't look so out of place because he's like, oh, hey, Fernandino, Mr.
Right.
Mr. Mosquito.
Yeah. And then we kind of skipped an
lot.
unimportant part, but like there's a part where he goes to his ex-wife's house to pick up his daughter, and he's making jokes about how he has a soccer ball signed by Pele.
Oh, yeah, goat. Another soccer goat.
And she's like, yeah, it's still here in my house. Maybe if you give me more child support, I'll give you your soccer ball back or your football back.
Son of a bitch.
he's like, yeah, I've already raised it 5 times. He's like, yeah, so one more time was not going to hurt you.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, like, if you look at the size of her house, Like,
Yeah, it's bigger than his.
He's paying for 2 mansions.
Yes.
And like for you uncultured swine out there, a soccer ball signed by Pele is like a baseball signed by the Babe.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing, because you look at it, it looks like Wilson. That ball looks worn. Yeah, and so that I wanted to mention that too. I was like, I'm already past it. So, but yeah, so he's in his club. He's following his brother. He's like dancing a little bit to kind of mix into the crowd until he accidentally runs into his ex-wife.
Yeah,
who's there trapping. She's there trapping for some young dick.
and then she makes the comment again. She's like, "Oh, you can afford to go clubbing, but you can't afford to raise my child support."
God, it's the worst, dude. I can't speak on child support, but I can imagine it's like owing somebody money and then them watching you go on vacation. Like, bro, you still owe me like money.
Right. Yeah.
Like right now, I do owe Colby a fair bit of money.
Yes.
So I'm
Just a
making
touch.
sure to not go anywhere. She's like, no, I'm at home. You don't have to
All
worry.
of a sudden, Barry's socials, him at Disneyland, buying a lightsaber. What?
Hold on. No, that's my lightsaber now. It's red? Yes. Give it to me. No, I never do. But no, and so, yeah, and so he's like, no, you shouldn't be here. You know, puts her in an Uber, go home. Because then she notices Greg.
Right, because she's go, well, why are you following that guy? He's hot. I'm going to go dance with him.
Yeah, oh,
And he's like, oh, no, you can't do that. He's bad. You got to...
He's bad. Well, you shouldn't be here anyway. You have a daughter. So he sends her in a cab, and then he like videotapes her, Greg, making out with this chick. You know, hot and heavy up in some random stairwell.
Right.
Which I could only imagine is for employees only.
I am sure, yeah.
And then he bites her.
Yep.
And his eyes turn like white with black tints in it or whatever. But it's funny because he's not paying attention to the video he's taking, and he just notices a chick that's like hugging the air. And so he goes home. And he tries to, I told you, Greg is a vampire, look. And then he's like, there's just a girl gyrating on the wall.
So you're going to go out to clubs in the middle of the night and leave me home with the kids so you go watch girls gyrate on the stairs.
Weird hobby, but okay. I mean, you're paying the bills. But like, okay, if anyone showed me that, I'm like, I'm like, that girl's either on drugs or she's getting bit by a vampire. Sorry. There's just no reason for this girl to gyrate.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but that's probably on the bottom of my list, like drugs, mental problems, just really horny.
Yeah. I would probably I'd probably go with drugs.
Yeah.
In a nightclub.
And then at the very end, vampire type. But no, and then he's like, and you know, he's like, it's like Sunday morning or something, and they're like, well, why isn't he gonna join us for Sunday pool day?
Right, yeah, he's never. Have you ever even seen him go out in the sun?
Yeah, like he's always sleeping at night. This is all vampire stuff. And then all of a sudden he comes down,
right,
looking extremely red.
Yeah, it's an extra tan.
And so they look at him like the whole family is just, oh, Dad, Mr. Mosquito at it again. I really wanted him to give him a nickname. Come on, Mr. Mosquito's right there. Is there a mosquito in there? And so, you know, the family's in the pool. His oldest daughter is like drawing on the little pool chairs and everything. He's making kebabs.
Yeah.
Which that looks so good right now. I was like, I was cooking while watching this dubbed, because you know that I turned it into Portuguese later, but you know,
right.
But I was like watching them eat like kebabs, like using, you know, Brazil loves steak, so I know that steak is good, and I'm over here just eating scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs, toast, and I think corned beef. Which corned beef is good, but I got like the cheap kind. I was like, I really
But when
shouldn't
you're
have
watching
cheated on this.
steak, corned beef is not.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
not steak.
And so, yeah, he's like talking to the producer because he invited the producer. He's all right, because then they met up again because he's like, well, Fernandino, you left me.
Yeah.
He's like,
yep.
you didn't notice?
And it turns out that
The daughter.
the producers got a total hots for the daughter, and
They dated.
they had gone out at least on a date.
Yeah, they had kissed and everything, right? So they're like, doing that, but then all of a sudden, what's it called? Greg comes from the water, and his nose is completely. It's like Mrs. Doubtfire situation happening.
Yeah.
And he sees the daughter, and he fixes it, and he's like, "Shh, don't tell nobody." And she's like, "Okay, shh." Because to a kid, anything is like fantastical.
Right. What? You got a rubber nose.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden, when he gets out of the pool, his skin gets caught on the handles.
Yeah, there's like a little nail or a little screw kind of like just sticking out of the.
Yeah. Which in normal skin, it would just rub you.
Right.
But with him, it punctured a suit, a
Yeah.
skin suit. Gross. It's just very Buffalo Bill situation. So he covers it up and he like sits next to his sister with the towel on there, and they're like namasteing each other and everything. And then the daughter tries to draw
The two of them sitting there.
two of them sitting there, but her hands are like whizzing all over, like she's casting petroleum jelly from Harry Potter. You know how often I say that to Harry Potter aficionados, and they completely just get beside themselves.
Yeah, that's the Harry Potter website you got to pay to get on.
Oh man. But yeah, she is not able to draw Uncle Greg.
Right.
And so at this point, now she's piqued her interest, right? Uncle Greg goes upstairs, and Fernandino says something again, makes himself look all crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, whatever. So family time disperses. She goes upstairs to see what was going on. And when she goes into his room, the skin suit is on the floor.
Yeah.
And she picks it up and she's like, oh, I was like, oh, gross. Body snatcher situation happening.
Right. Why would you at least not kick that under behind
bed?
the chair,
Yeah.
under the bed, something? Just,
And he put that on the floor like it was pants.
right. Yeah.
He's taking a shower and everything, and she's looking around the room, and she's like, it's like a lot of candles. The window, which Fernandino had already pointed out to his sister, was blacked out.
Yeah.
And she notices him getting out of the shower, and so she hides behind the curtain. But then he sniffs around. He's like, oh my God, what is that smell? He gets a call, though.
Right.
Which interrupts him finding the daughter, the oldest. And then he says something very cryptic. He's like, yes, don't worry. It's all, the plan is coming into motion and all that stuff. And then he like telekinesis his bed out of the way, and there's a casket
Under the bed. Yeah.
under the bed. And he goes into it, goes to sleep. The daughter comes downstairs, runs into the producer, and is like, oh my God, I think it's a vampire. And they're like, oh, I see, I told you, we're not crazy.
Yep.
So they meet up with the dad. They're like, oh my God, Uncle Greg is a vampire. What are we going to do? This and that. And then, but all of a sudden, Fernandino has to go downtown. I forgot, there's something that happens here, but okay, I forgot what happens, because he does come home after doing something, and his wife is like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be downtown. So after what's it called? After they kind of try to figure out a plan, the producer and Fernandino is like, oh, we have to go do a podcast real quick.
Do our next episode. Yeah.
And so, he comes early and everything. I think they settle for the night, and then they do it the next day, because he comes in early. He's like, I'm here. Your star is here.
Right. Yep.
And then he waits, and then he falls asleep. And then the garage door opens. His two co-hosts come, but they look suspicious.
Yes.
And they're
very, very
yeah.
tired.
Yeah, coming at night too. That means he was on that little rickety stage for like at least 4 or 5 hours. And so he ends up like kind of canceling. He tells like the producer like, "Hey, get things ready, you know, whatever we got to do, we got to do." And then he comes home. The wife is like, "Hey, you got to go to your lawyers. They called you. You're supposed to be there meeting with your ex-wife."
Yeah.
And so he goes over there, and the ex-wife is like, "I want the beach house." And they get into this whole situation, and the lawyer's like, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you guys handle this? I'll be outside."
Right. Yeah, you don't have to pay me to be a mediator. Why don't you talk about it?
And he's like, "No," because he notices that she has now become a vampire.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, no."
Yeah, he's like, well, after I sent you home in the Uber, did you go back to the club? She's like, yeah, of course. You're not my dad.
Yeah. And they get into a huge scuffle, and he's able to escape out of the window. But he remembers that this is his oldest day to go to his mom's house.
Yeah.
And I think at this point they had already kicked Greg out of the house. Oh no, he says he's leaving.
Right.
He leaves, but because the mom is a vampire now, he calls his daughter, and he's like, "Don't go into that house." But then she already knows it because she runs into Greg.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh yes, please come. We're setting up a party. I need your help."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I'm okay. My dad is gonna come." And he's able to whiz by there, and he's driving home, and he's like, "Oh, we just gotta get out of Brazil," or something like that, right? Something within that realm. And this is where the daughter like shows why she's been sort of distant from her father, because she's like, "Why are you always trying to run from everything?
Right. Yeah.
Trying to take the easy way out." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "It's the same thing with the mosquito and the football." And he's like, "Oh no." He's like, "Yeah, Dad, you maybe he had rigged that game."
Right. Yeah. At this point, maybe you've saved your family, but there's still vampires on the loose, and you can't just let that happen.
Yeah,
you can't run from that.
So we have to do something about that, and so he has like an epiphany at night. I think throughout that night, because then like for the moment, his daughter's like super disappointed with him. He's like, "No, I just gotta make sure you're safe. Gotta make sure you're safe."
Right. Yeah.
But she's like, "What about everybody else?
Yeah.
We're the only ones that could stop it, because who's gonna believe us, right?" So he like kind of mulls over it through the night. The producer and her kind of hang out and try to formulate some sort of plan to do this, and then But Fernandino, he has like the epiphany, and he's like, "All right, we could do this. We could fight. We have to find a way, find an angle to come at."
Right.
And the producer is like, "Well, again, now they're just mixing up lores, because I think this is only for like werewolves, but it could be also be for vampires, because it was also in Blade 3. So I don't know, because if you killed the original vampire."
Oh, right. And that's kind of been an off and on lore, because I remember
Blade 3.
in Lost Boys.
Oh.
They're like, hey, if you kill the head vampire, then...
Or at least the vampires that turn...
Then Michael won't turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
You can have your son back.
God, that movie really freaked me out as a kid, I think. It was the maggots in the Chinese food.
Oh,
that really freaked me out. Not like, well, I guess like the when they're in the second story window, like, "What's up, bro?" That didn't really freak me out. It was the maggots in the food. I was like, what a waste of food.
And the earthworms and the spaghetti.
Yeah. I was, disgusting. I don't know why that keeps happening in movies. Like, I think it happened in that Disney movie Brink, where they put earthworms in a guy's sandwich. The Goosebumps episode,
right,
where everyone became earthworms. It's the sliminess. You know what I mean? The noise. It's the mac and cheese noise they make when they're all together.
Right, and I don't know if they really make that, but in the movies they do, and it is.
Well, like maybe like in real life they do. You just have to like have like a microphone that's able to pick up that noise. But it's just like, I think it's just like the culmination of anything. Kind of like is like unsettling. Like when you see like B-Man. Remember B-Beard guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, ugh. It's also like, it's probably the same fear I have with people with clammy hands. Why are your hands so clammy? Are you sick? like, no, they're just naturally clammy.
So that's not natural.
Because then it's like, well, then I guess your pits must be drenched.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's gross, man. But no, and so they start formulating a plan. They're like, okay, producer, go fill up these water balloons at a priest at the church,
Right.
and everything.
Holy water balloons.
And then they're all gonna conjugate at your mother's house because they're gonna have a party. And then the lead vampire must be there, and baby, you used to do that costume stuff, right? You cosplay, dad. Yeah. Can you do it for us? So pretty cool. I like the little setup because then he like the producer is like Van Helsing.
Right.
She is like some off-brand vampire, which I did like her makeup though.
Was it like I thought she was like an anime cat girl vampire.
Yeah, nothing I know.
Yeah, but I was just kind of that was the schoolgirl outfit with the
Well, I think because then like the dad is he's freaking Dracula from Bram Stoker's.
Yeah, from the movie. Yep.
Freaking was it Gary Oldman that played it? I was trying to put my finger on her. I was like, where is she? Like I was just like, oh, maybe she's just like, just a whatever vampire.
And see, my brain immediately went anime when he said cosplay,
right? So maybe there's like because I don't watch vampire I don't really watch vampire animes unless it's like a freaking Helsing.
Right.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I actually mistook that for Trigun because same red quote. So I was like, oh, is this like some sort of alternate universe? It's like, no, this is vampires, but it's super gruesome.
Yeah.
You watch. I know you watched it. Yeah. And like, what was his name? Was it Alucard?
Yes.
Same from Castlevania. So yeah, that one is really cool. If you guys never seen it, that's like one. I think it's because I got turned away from like things like Rosario Vampire and I'm like, whatever. Vampires. Okay, so like my best friend has like an affinity for vampires.
Right.
He likes vampire decks. He likes the movies. He just likes like the whole nature of vampires because they're so like very eloquent.
Right.
Meanwhile, like me and my friends are like, nah, dude, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of gay stuff. Like vampires do like there's a lot of like homosexuality and vampire like books. Like Anne Rice stuff. Like Interview with the Vampire. What was Tom Cruise doing with Brad Pitt?
Right.
If they weren't gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Just
there was
a lot of sexual tension happening.
True Blood, that book series and TV series, there was quite a bit of it.
Yeah, like I don't, I have no feelings either way, but I was just like, why are they like? Why is this so geared? Why is there so much homosexual tension with vampires? Because you don't see that with other like mythical creatures,
right?
Like werewolves, banshees. What's it called? What are those things that they call that eat people and they become like a monster? I think like chupacabra, Wendigo. Yeah. You don't see that. It's just with vampires. There's even a Key and Peele sketch. Remember, I think I showed you that.
Yes.
Where he's like, "Why is everybody in leather? Why is everyone touching each other's nipples?" Like, what is this aesthetic? But it's so. Where did this start? Because my favorite vampire iteration is from 28 Days of Night.
Yes.
Yeah, super brutal, like a very pack-like. I understand the hierarchy for vampires because in one turns one, then the other turns the other.
Right.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 3 years, same track line, But like, I like the brutality of like these monsters.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you ever meet one in real life, you don't want that. You want them to try to seduce you.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, oh my god, stop touching my nipples.
Just picturing the 30 Days of Night teeth on a nipple. That's.
I accidentally said 28 Days of Night, but that's the zombie movie, 28 weeks later or something. Yeah, it's 30 days a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the comic version is also just like I think they were really good with the comic version into the movie version.
Right. Yeah.
Because it showed the same brutality. I like the comic drawings because they look like very what's it called, scary stories to tell in the dark type of
You get like water,
illustration.
like messy watercolor kind of.
Yeah, it's super unsettling because
Yeah.
then they do that technique a lot for children's books. And so when you do it with horrific images, it's like, yeah, that's even scarier.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so they gear up for this party, kind of get in there pretty easily. You know,
You get some good jokes like where they're like, "Here, have a glass of
blood.
blood," and it's like in a wine glass. And he's like, "Oh,
This is where I could see the Vince Vaughn, especially.
right." Oh no! I'm trying to cut down.
He's talking to his lawyer who
Yeah.
got turned, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna die." And he's like, "I've never seen a vampire turn down blood." And he's like, "Well, is it AB? Because because I'll go straight to my hips." I don't think he says that part, but you can totally hear Vince Vaughn say that. It's so good. I'm picturing it, and it's so good now. But it's funny because Van Helsing and the producer and the daughter notice, so they like kind of create a distraction. He like tosses it over. He's like, "Oh, it's so good, but only one for me."
Yep.
And so like everyone's kind of intermingling. They're getting a little bit of info from everybody, but they're like, what do they call him? Ulta Drac or something like that?
Yeah, Ultra Drax.
Yeah, they didn't give him
And
Dracula.
he's the alpha.
Yeah, he's the head honcho.
Yep.
And so then everything starts to settle down. Greg is fucking his wife. You could tell. And then Ultra Drax shows up in the banister and he's like, "We want to thank Greg for setting this up. We've already taken over Europe, so I mean there's a possibility for a part 2.
Right.
Well, actually no, because if they kill the top echelon of the vampires, then I guess all the vampires from Europe are fine now. Because now they're probably
But
human.
it depends. Like if he's number 2,
Oh yeah.
then
It's still out there.
Yeah, it's still
There's
out
still a window for a sequel.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I'm hoping.
Well, there's he did have in the book 4 wives,
Right.
so they could have their own little kingdom. So there is still a possibility of a vampire in Europe. Boom. Family vacation. It's the what's it called? What was that movie that you love so much with Chevy Chase, where they had a whole bunch of sequels? It's like Christmas Vacation. Oh,
Yeah.
It could be like the Vacation series. No, and so they plan everything out, and so they're like, all right, what's it called? Fernandino, he gets the crossbow, and he starts to steady his aim, but then all of a sudden his family is there.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Ultra Drax is like, they will also become vampire. Basically, what he's saying to Greg, he's like, I'm going to turn them into vampires.
Right. And still at this point, his ditzy wife is like, "What? Vampires?
Yeah.
Oh my god."
Yeah, because she thinks it's just a costume party.
Yeah.
But his oldest daughter goes up there, is able to kind of sneak them away.
Right.
And then as soon as she does, he hits Ultra Drax into the chest, and all the vampires writhe in pain. But then he, probably has, I don't know, 2 hearts or whatever.
Like he's the alpha. He's the strongest. He's got the most.
Yeah, but he's not like the vampires from Blade 2.
That was right.
Remember, I think those probably second on my list of like best vampires.
With the unhinged jaw thing.
Yeah, and the caged heart. That's what caused like, come on, that's unfair.
Right. Yep.
Which little mini segue. If you guys ever watch Cabinary Fortress, a really cool zombie anime, where different set of rules. Maybe they're not zombies, maybe they're just like undead. But those are really cool too because they have like they have like the heart thing where that's where you could only kill them. It's like almost like a vampire zombie mix.
Okay.
But a really cool animation. I think same studio that did Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you ever want to watch that, it's really good. But no, and so everyone kind of rises in pain, but Ultra Drax is like, "Ha ha, 'tis nothing but a flesh wound." So now the vampires are after them. Now his wife is finally on board that everybody's a fucking vampire.
Yep.
It's really cool because they do pay homage to the Nosferatus.
Yep.
Because we have a couple of those in here.
Yep.
And so they hide into the room, and they were wondering why the water balloons weren't working. Is because he's like, well, the church was like kind of closed, so I had to go to the shopping mall church.
Right, and the daughter's like, only like Roman Catholic can bless water.
She's like, oh man, I didn't know, man. I thought the one next to the 7-Eleven was tight. Which is like a former Catholic, I'll let you know right now. I see all these churches around town that are popping up in shopping malls. I'm like, you false prophet.
Yes.
Not really true.
Lots of churches.
Yeah, if you guys ever meet me in person, don't ever ask me about religion because, blasphemy, whatever. And so they kind of get cornered into the thing, and then the producer's like, well, hey, listen, if we don't have holy water, there's the other thing that can kind of kill vampires, and that's the blood of the virgin. And then Bernardino looks at his daughter, and she's like, don't look at me, I'm not a virgin. And he's like, oh, Rosita, my heart. Which isn't the best time to find out your daughter isn't a virgin.
Right. And then the producer's like, I'm a virgin.
No, like they look at the daughter first. But, I think maybe they didn't want to do it because she was too young.
Right.
And then, the producer, he's like, I'm a virgin. And they're like, oh, no. I think they still had to take it from the little girl, because it had to be the blood of a girl.
Yes.
That was a virgin.
Yeah. Because the producer's like, I'm still a virgin. They're like, hey, yeah, but you're a guy.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. And so my thoughts on that is maybe because a woman is able to produce life. That's why maybe their blood holds more power.
Right.
That's why you always see like women getting possessed in any kind of like horrific, like horror movie. I mean, it's always a woman getting possessed, and the ones that usually turn into Onryo, if you guys follow Japanese horror films, like The Grudge and stuff because maybe, that's what I think. Maybe their blood holds more power because of the ability to give life.
Yeah.
We only have the seeds. They have everything else. The soil, the sunlight, the nourishment.
They're the whole farm.
Yeah. They're the whole farm. We just
got to plow it.
We're just plowing for sure.
Plowing and throwing our seed around.
We got the fun part of it. So they're able to extract maybe like a quarter pint from this little girl. They line up their weapons, and so they're stabbing everything.
Yep.
Being able to get through. The kids end up going into the ambulance. And that's when they're being haunted by their mom. Right. Yep. Meanwhile, Fernandino is in the house, and him and the producer kind of get into a scuffle with Greg, but he's able to sort of hurt Greg a little bit after Greg hurts the producer a little bit, and then Ultradrax shows up, final boss, and I was like, is this where all the budget for this movie came? Because this scene looked dope. The fight, like the whole the camera work was really cool, but then even the transformation into the fucking Man Bat. Yep. From Batman. Right. That was very cool. Yeah. It's because and Fernandino's finally he's in the zone. He's getting back into it, and then the producer kind of helps him up. He alley-oops the Pele ball. The Pele ball. Yeah, Pele ball, and he kind of goes into a flashback. He's back in the stadium. I thought it would have been really cool if they had used a younger actor to be his younger self. Maybe it was just a producer. Yeah. And then he kicked, because then as their fight was going on, which I mean, Fernandino was getting his licks, but he was getting his ass whooped for the majority of the fight. Right. The sun starts to come out because when the producer tries to help Fernandino, Ultradrax knocks him away, but he accidentally pierces the window, and then you see a little bit of sun start to come in. Yeah, and then the window's all
Oh, like
blacked
painted
out.
blacked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so he alley-oops him the shot, gets into the thing, and then the sunlight bursts in, and this thing is ashed.
Right.
Super cool.
I guess they could have had, like, right as he was about to kick, had a mosquito fly into his nose.
So I told you it was a mosquito. It was so weird. It was so jarring for me to switch from English dub to back to Portuguese because I'm sorry, but Portuguese is a funny language. Because I grew up around Mexican Spanish, so hearing Portuguese is like you guys are talking like you have a lisp. Uno, dos. Which is a fair assumption because that's what one of my old bosses from back in the day said, and he was Portuguese.
Right. Right. So you're not racist.
Yeah.
It was,
Well, he was like, when I came here and I heard their Spanish, it was like so weird. And I was like, well, let me hear your Spanish. It's like you're talking like you have lisps. He was like, no, I'm not weird. They're weird.
the accents.
Yeah, it's the accent.
Like we make fun of the people who are from like Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you know? It's funny, but it's quirky. I like it, Like, I like different accents. And so, yeah, they're able to kill Ultradrax with sunlight, which, again, was the only real thing that could kill the vampires from Blade 2.
Right? Yeah.
Someone's going to be like, what movie are they talking about? Because he keeps talking about other vamp movies. No, and so all the vampires turn back into human, and they have, like, amnesia.
Right.
Which, I mean, good for them.
Yes.
Honestly.
They only remember, like...
moments before.
Yeah, they don't remember any of the time that they were a vampire.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, hey, great. Great for their mentality. Because, you don't want to, like... Maybe you vampire 10 years in and you probably slaughtered villages at this point.
Right.
And then now you're back human.
So you get Ghost Rider with it's like demon touch or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So you just remember all the horror.
Oh man, that would be horrific. And so and then Greg comes back. He's like, Fernandino, my favorite brother. He's like, I'm your only brother-in-law. Stupid.
He's like, I might be in town for a little while. Do you mind if I stay with you a couple days?
Damn it. So mad, dude. And he's like, you know what I haven't done in a while? Dog pile. It's like the most painful dog pile I've seen. Because everybody's just sitting on him. And so, kind of like a good resolution, they end up back at the house having family dinner.
Right.
The producer and the oldest daughter are dating again.
Yeah.
Hey, trauma bonding.
Exactly.
Get it in however you can, fellas. So everything seems kind of cool. I think Greg is there also, because where else is he gonna stay? Family.
Right. Yeah.
And then we hear a knock at the door. He's like, "Who comes here at nighttime?" And it's the dad, and the dad is kind of looking sketchy, which it could also be another lead into a sequel, but probably not.
Right.
And the dad's like, "Can I come in?" He's like, "Well, you haven't seen your daughter in like 5 years." And then the full moon comes on. He's like, "Rawr." And he's like, he looks back. He's like, "Oh no." Ay.
Throw a little werewolf in there.
Yeah. Oh man! All right. Before we get into talk about the rest of this movie, let's go into our other segment. We have high star, low star.
There's not a whole lot of reviews because this movie, like I said, just kind of got released like right before Christmas. So we got Dumb Fun, an unapologetically silly Brazilian comedy follows a disgraced ex-football player who discovers his unwanted house guest's brother-in-law is an acolyte of Count Dracula. There are several clever insights about the extended family dynamics, but overall this movie doesn't seem to want to be taken seriously as an extended comedic metaphor or anything else. It apparently just wants to be a dumb fun diversion, and it generally succeeds. The main character's constant overacting and mugging of the camera can be grating. Otherwise, this is an enjoyable, goofy, mid-tier comedy in the mold of Burbs and Little Evil.
Yeah, I definitely got the feel for these two, the Burbs and Little Evil.
Yeah.
And then we got that one was 6 out of 10. There's like this movie is just all mid, and so because the lowest star that we have is 4 out of 10, which I was really surprised. But no, 4 out of 10. Everything worked. Great fun idea, great premise, nice setting, good fun characters, hot vampire, fun jokes. Everything worked perfectly, but the boring, god awful male lead, which again, if it was Vince Vaughn, I think. Just kidding. I think this guy was actually pretty perfect for the role. Very goofy. He was bad at acting by overacting, spoiling every joke in every scene. Terrible. With a different lead, this could have been a 7 out of 10. That guy should be working as a plumber somewhere in a place nobody cares to know. Jeez, 0 talent, 0 charisma, no good looks. I don't know how the duck he made it. In the movie, everything wrong with the film begins and ends with him. Pity, really. Netflix, think twice before letting him spoil another decent comedy. I think it would have been ruined if he was like hot.
Right.
Yeah, because like this person, whoever this person is, had mentioned he's like not good looking, but I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard to be a himbo. Which, have you heard that phrase? I just learned about it like a couple months ago. No. It's just a male bimbo.
Okay.
Himbo.
Right.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, okay, there's a couple I can kind of picture it in. Obviously, Paul Rudd. Pretty good himbo.
Yep.
Not surprisingly to me, just because I've seen his career ever since like the beginning. But Brad Pitt does comedy pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super, he's a good looking guy, but he can play a himbo. I think the character that comes to mind a lot was Burn After Reading.
Yes.
Where he's like the jock.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, I think like it's a very small pocket of people that can really pull off like good looking but goofy idiot without being like obnoxious.
Right.
This guy, I can see people seeing him being a little obnoxious, but I think because he's an older gentleman, I don't know how this guy looked like. Maybe when he was younger, he was much more good looking.
Right.
Or not. But yeah, I think because of how he looks, him being obnoxious kind of fits his character.
But I think it's also a different comedy than we are currently used to.
Oh, this is a very old style comedy.
Yeah, I mean, because like if you were doing that, like think of it being like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Playing
this part, being like, hey, I used to be a soccer player, and now I'm retired, and now I got a hot wife, and it would come out like kind of like this. But if you think about like, I don't know if if you've seen any like Bollywood movies, like you have a lot of that kind of
overacting,
heavy set older guy who plays the still so cool, so like.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
machismo kind of.
Yeah, it's a very Homer Simpson character.
Yeah,
which I mean, like, obviously, I think the Simpsons have kind of fallen out of favor for pop culture. But I mean, it's like, is this still going on? I don't know. I don't think so, right?
No, I think it is.
It's been going at this point for what, like, almost 40 years.
High school. I was in high school when it was.
I mean, wasn't it like first start on the was it the Carson show?
Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman show, yeah. So it's a very old style kind of comedy dynamic. I mean, I think probably the last one was maybe like cartoon wise, maybe Family Guy, and then TV wise, I think it still kind of goes on, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be, because before comedians would get these shows like Kevin James.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of heavier comedian or less attractive comedians that had like super hot wives, and it was always like, no.
Yeah, like average, just like average Joe kind of looking comedians, they would get these shows and so I think that's what this kind of falls into, because this guy has a what's it called, This guy, his style of comedy and everything kind of reminds me of Walter Matthau.
Oh, uh huh.
Yeah, I remember him I remember him mostly from Dennis the Menace, the 1993 film.
Right. Yep.
He plays like that old grumpy, but kind of a little bit of an asshole. But he plays it so well.
A little Al Bundy.
Yeah,
From Family.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
Which probably is one of the last ones, because he had Modern Family.
Oh, right, and he kind of played that same kind of character in Modern Family.
Yeah, and so I understand why people were like, not used to it anymore. But it was such a staple for a long time, ever since like the Honeymooners.
Oh, yeah,
when domestic violence was funny. God damn it, straight to the moon, I tell you.
He never hit her. Always just only threatened.
What was his catchphrase? Straight to the moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of these days.
What's gonna happen one of these days? Just imagine trying to come out with that comedy now. Yeah, everyone's gonna be, oh, is he gonna beat her?
Yep.
Oh man. But no, I think this movie has its obvious charms.
Oh yeah, no, I thought this movie was. I mean, I'm probably just old enough that I'm in that generation that like this is. Yeah. Like this is like quintessential like late 80s, early 90s kind of like humor.
Yeah, like family dynamic is like, the same. Like I said, it's like, to me it felt like a Disney movie. like a Disney Channel movie.
Yeah. Type
of situation. I could definitely see that, bumbling idiot dad, hot blonde mom.
Right. Because I watched it and I really enjoyed it, and then and then Barry was sick, so we didn't get to record for a week. So then I was like, hey, I gotta re up on this movie to make sure I'm fresh. Yeah. And I rewatched it and I was like, this movie is so clever, and it's like, it's not necessarily smart humor.
Yeah.
But it really there was something about it that I really enjoyed. Like I would definitely this is.
Yeah. I think it's because this movie kind of just hits like a lot of the tropes that we grew up on.
Right.
Just like a very just classic comedy, like family comedy to us. Like I said, like it did feel like one of those like vacation family movies.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a family movie. Like the violence is very minimum, and it's very cartoonish when it happens. Even the feeding.
You say that like now that I'm like think about it, I could see Chevy Chase playing this part. And then he's got the hot blonde wife in all the vacation movies.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think maybe for us we would probably rate it a little bit higher, just because it's like, oh yeah, like it's it's a funny little family movie. Yeah, because like I said, like even during the parts where Greg was feeding, it wasn't overly violent. It wasn't bloody.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
I don't even think we saw blood in this movie.
Right. If it was a drip on the lip or something.
Or in the glass.
Or in the glass.
Which is probably just wine. A little bit of wine. But yeah, no, fun start to February. This had elements of love in it because the wife
and the family
and the sister loving her brother almost in a weird way. I was like, you guys are too close. You guys are just too close.
Yep.
Have you ever had anybody, like, I don't know, like your dating history, but have you ever dated somebody that was like overly close with their male, like their male siblings?
Fortunately, I have not. I've never had anything. I'm trying to even think if I ever had like friends or something that had like a sibling that they were
just
overly
close with.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard stories of it, like from other people, like
right.
So for like Asians, like bathing like together isn't weird. You know, because especially like for other like cultures like Japan and all this stuff, but that's like same sex. Like, you know, you go to a bathhouse, you're with like maybe your older brother or you're with your younger brother, and like, you know, you wash them. You help them wash and everything, you know, scrub their back or whatever. You're both like naked, but everyone's naked in that situation.
Right.
But like, I've heard of like a story where it was like, yeah, you know, my sister used to wash me. I was like, isn't your sister only like 2 years older than you? She's like, yeah, man, and, you know, yeah, but that was, you know, like we stopped that. I was like, when? It was like, I mean, I think she was like 16 and I was 14. I was like, nah, that's weird. That's weird, dude.
Right.
Like, were you guys like in bathing suits? She's like, nah. I mean, we, you know, I was like, no, that's weird, man. You should go to a therapist for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it called? Yeah, I don't want to get too dark on this one. This is supposed to be a love month, you know? That's not the kind of love we want to talk about. Sorry.
You know, I had a friend who had cousins the two cousins were brother and sister, and I thought that
They were dating.
they were dating when I first met them.
Oh God, I don't know. What made you think that though?
They were just like hanging all over each other.
See,
and
that's
like
weird.
yeah, and I would have already been like 18, so they weren't like kids. They were older than me, so
This is like 19 and 20 or something.
yeah.
You're like, why are you sitting on his lap? I know I don't know if it's still up, but there used to be Instagram and people used to play games on this because it was called Dating or Siblings. And it's just like the fact that people can make an entire Instagram and game out of this, I don't know.
Right.
You know, because let's be, you know, if you guys are up on your literature, you know, there's Flowers of Algernon and what was the other one? Flowers in the Attic.
Yep.
Which I was like, what is this? What is this fascination of calling these incest books flowers? Right? So weird.
Yeah.
No, we're getting toward the end of the episode, so I want to make sure you guys, if this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our other months. We have holiday themed months for you guys.
Hey, we got a Nick Cage month. I only think of that because I watched like 6 Nick Cage movies over the Christmas
and he keeps coming out with bangers.
Right?
He's having what did I call it before? A Cage-a-sance. It's amazing. I love it. I was so scared that he was gonna fall into like obscurity.
Right.
And he's like, the most recent movie I think that came out was the one in A24 where he's popping up in everyone's dreams. And I was like, oh, is this just a movie about Nick Cage?
Right.
Oh man,
Yeah, but there's like it was like 4 of them came out in like
the span
2023.
Yeah.
And it was like, what?
I mean, I did hear he was having money trouble, so. But I'm glad they're being bigger budget movies.
Right, yes.
You know, so. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we have our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at with this one?
You know, I would, if this wasn't on Netflix.
Yep.
So it sounds terrible. If I had like just caught this somewhere and watched it, I would definitely say DVD because I would want to be able to revisit this.
Yeah.
Because it's on Netflix, I know, and it's a Netflix original, I know it's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
So it makes it really easy, and
To
just be like, I don't know if I would. If I know where to find it easily, I don't know if I would spend any money on it. So maybe just stream it. But yeah, like if this was one of those ones where like I had just seen it on cable somewhere, and I was like, oh my god, this movie is hilarious. I gotta go find it and buy it.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. Just because it is a streaming service movie, it's easy just to keep it on streaming. Definitely for you LGS owners over here out there, if you're listening, this is definitely one of those perfect movies that you could put into the background of your store during Halloween.
Right?
It's fairly safe.
Yep.
Yeah, I know when Kobe had the story, he was like, "Ooh, I'm kind of struggling on what kind of movies to put up because." Can't put Friday the 13th. There's always titties in those.
Right. Yeah, because you get parents would like try to cover their kids' eyes for like a bloody axe murder, but you got a nip slip, and they're just like, nope, we're never coming back.
This store not only sells comics, but they also peddle in pornography. Which made it hard, But no, yeah, definitely, it's a super fun family movie. A very light horror, very nice horror introduction if you want to show your kids like a little fun, scary movie.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, this totally could be like a Halloween movie for if you had like
6-year-olds,
8-year-olds. Yeah.
Super light.
Or you had like kids coming over, bringing friends over, but you weren't sure of the dynamic of what of the other kids. Everybody would be okay with this.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have those address books anymore,
Right.
Little flashcards for our kids' friends. Shellfish allergy. Oh man! But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out our socials.
Yeah, we got our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok, Threads. We're trying to be all over the place. I will try to be more consistent on doing everything in the new year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the easiest thing for me to keep on being active on is TikTok.
Right.
It's just a lot easier. I feel like it's like at this point probably one of the more premier social media outlets.
It's true. It is true.
It really fits this generation, this generation's attention span. I can tell you that right now.
And we both have beautiful faces that you should see.
But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check it as a theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.